All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our Power Blitz, is what I'm calling my kind of quote power hour. And we're not actually going to be doing this for an hour because I know the most biggest kind of like hurdle that we have to overcome is the time, right? So I wanted to show you guys how you could invite people right away, quickly, and not spend an entire hour. Yes, there's other bio behaviors besides inviting, but inviting is the biggest one that people tend to stray away from, right? Because it's scary, it's big, it's like, I don't want to do that. Let me do everything else first. So if you don't haven't noticed, I'm very high energy. I'm from New Jersey. I'll kind of do, I'll introduce myself. I'm Rose Smith. If you guys don't know me, I'm a 6-star diamond. I live in New Jersey, so the accent might get you. But I started this about 5.5 years ago. And I actually was one of those people that got Insanity off of Amazon. I didn't have a challenge group. I didn't have a coach, but I was struggling big time. I was a high school athletic trainer. So I knew exactly what to do. Like, I went to freaking school for it. And I was just gaining a lot of weight because I was so unhappy with my career that I chose and just kind of like going through the motions of life. But after I did Insanity by myself, I kept seeing that commercial of go on to teambeachbody.com and get your free coach. And I was one of those people, I was like, I want to see what this coach has to kind of say, because I felt like I knew everything back in those days. But my free coach reached out to me, I would say probably 5, 6, 7 times. And I kind of wanted to hear from her, but it took her following up with me all of those times for me to kind of reach back out to her. So guys, like, those free leads that you're getting from being Emerald and hitting Success Club, they are freaking gold, but you can't give up on them after, like, oh, I sent them an email once and no one replies back to me, because you only sent them an email once. So that's kind of like always my big thing, is like, those free leads are gold. Like, imagine if she didn't follow up with me, like, she would not have a 5-star diamond underneath of her. So make sure, number one, when you're getting those free leads, I always send them text messages, and I always send them emails at the same time. And then the text messages, I'll go through like every week and then resend some other question to get them to respond to me. And that's all I'm trying to do. So like, for me, building my business in the beginning, I was very shy, didn't want to talk to anybody, but I knew how important it was to connect with those free leads. And I have a lot of amazing coaches that are just from those free lead wheels. So if you're like, no one responds back to me, do a little bit more, follow up a little bit more, change things up a little bit. But in 3 years, I was able to quit my full-time job as a high school athletic trainer, do this full-time, and it's been freaking awesome. So enough about me. Let's get right into this invite blitz. Like I said before, I wanted to mainly focus on inviting, because that's the thing that we tend to not want to do because it's so scary. And I want to show you guys how you can do it so quickly. So I love what Michelle did last week about like priming yourself before you send out invites, before you kind of get into like Beachbody work mode, because it's so important to show up in like that powerful essence that you want to kind of put out there. So what I always like to do is, in the comment section, we'll do this really quickly in the chat box on that right-hand side if you're kind of new to Zoom. I want you to type in 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for, because if you're in that spirit of being grateful, you can't have fear, right? You can't have that lack of negativity. So in that comment chat box, I want you guys to let me know what 1 or 2 things that you're grateful for and why. So like, I am super grateful for living by the beach because I had an amazing weekend with my family. Or I'm super grateful for my kids because they jumped into bed with me last night and made me laugh. I don't know, whatever it is, let's see some good gratefulness going on here, and then we can get started. So let me type up mine. All right, I'll give you guys a few more seconds. And then if you just hopped on, make sure you have some sort of inviting script that you're going to put in your text replacement or copy and paste, or sometimes I use the note section in my phone. That way I always have something to copy and paste from. But I really kind of like this script that I use. You obviously want to make it your own, but it gives people options. And we're going to be pulling from what I like to do is Instagram stories or Facebook stories. Hopefully you've been doing it for, the past few weeks that we've had people. Sorry, I get major squirrel if I hear people unmute themselves. So let's try and just keep each other muted for now. Let me get back to this. Okay, so with Instagram stories, Facebook stories, I love giving people different options because it gives people like, oh, I didn't know she did nutrition, or, oh, I didn't know she had a coaching team, or, oh, I have a way out of just saying, nah, girl, like I was just watching your stories, like I don't want your stuff. But it gives people options to at least reply back to you so you can kind of create that relationship with them and plant that seed, right? So even if, guys, people don't reply to me all the time, like I promise, even for everyone else, like I don't get people replying back at all or right away, but at least this is planting that seed in their head. And when I'm going through my story, say like after a week or 2 weeks and they didn't reply, but I still see they're watching my stories, I will still send them a message. Because I had a coach ask me like last week, like, how many times do you follow up with people? Like, what's the limit? I'm like, there is no freaking limit. Like, unless people like say, no, leave me alone. Like if people don't respond to me, but they're still watching me, like I'm obviously going to keep following up with them because that was me at one point. Like I was that person that didn't want to respond because of my own insecurities because I was scared. So if people don't respond, guys, but it's been like 3 weeks, like you got to still message them. So I'm going to actually stop the recording because we're going to just jam out to some music. I want you guys to go into your Instagram stories. I want you to go into who's watching it. And then the little prize I wanted to give out is I'm going to just do this for 10 minutes and see how many invites within the 10 minutes that you can get done to show you guys like you have plenty of time. In 10 minutes, you can get out a ton of invites. So let me set my timer. I'm going to stop this. Oh, did I even press record? I did. All right, I'm going to stop that.